Welcome back, cryptocurrency investors. On tonight's segment, our top story, GreyScale Investments forecasted ZCash to reach $62,000 by 2025. It's a far cry from the $380 it's at right now. Coinbase sends American clients IRS tax form 1099-K. An opinion piece from Investopedia, Venezuela's Petro isn't oil backed. It's not even a cryptocurrency. Our last story of the night, major Bitcoin exchange Bittrex indicates it will soon open USD deposits. If you find any of our stories helpful or interesting tonight, please hit that like button. We're trying to hit 25 likes for this video, and I'm going to start challenging our viewers, yes you, to hit new like milestones as soon as we hit 25. Your likes and comments are our fuel to continue growing and improving the content. Please support the content creators that you watch. We don't just do it for ourselves, we do it for you. Show us some love by liking the video after you've watched it. Personally, I don't like when content creators ask me to like a video before I've seen what their content even is. So feel free to give the video a watch and like it if you find it helpful or informative in any way. 25 likes, guys. I know you can do it. Also, follow us on Twitter as we post all the news that we cover in our videos as it happens. Get the news when you want it throughout the day. We also post a lot of content and some exclusive stuff to our Facebook page as well. Go give us a follow and say hello. We love hearing from you, our viewers. So let's get talking crypto. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Landon, and if you are a cryptocurrency investor or just interested in what's going on in the space, subscribing is always a good idea because we do 2 new segments each and every day, as well as coin features and viewer requests. So if you'd like us to cover something, let us know. Also, if you'd like to stay informed with cryptocurrency and keep your thumb on the pulse of the space like we are, this is the place for you. Some days we do 3 news videos, but 2 seems to be the magic number that works for the amount of news that is relevant. You have to consider that there are almost 900 cryptocurrencies, each with their own respective development team, and each development team has that mom and dad type syndrome where despite their kid being the bully at school, will still storm into the principal's office and declare that their child is not the source of any problems. My point is that when any of the almost 900 coins have a developer update, they want channels like ours to shed light on whatever change has taken place. We use several news aggregator websites to compile our lists of the most important news articles throughout the day. Obviously, we could exhaust ourselves and you with a ton of smaller news articles and topics, but we try to stick to the realm of what coins are actually making headway. And I think we do a damn good job of filtering out all the crap. We've yet to report a dramatically incorrect statement, and we've yet to publicly put our stamp of approval on a coin that has tanked or otherwise misled its investors. No, we were not shilling BitConnect or Tether at any point. And the goal is to always provide content that slices through the bullshit and spin that a publication or news anchor might put on something. Rich Ross of CNBC, we want to provide what matters to you, so sharing your thoughts and or words of encouragement are what we're looking for in the comments. Think of your likes and comments being fuel for what the channel needs to grow and to continue to maintain that thumb on the pulse of cryptocurrency. Moving on to the first story of tonight, Coinbase sends American clients IRS tax form 1099-K. If you're an American client of Coinbase and made lots of transactions during 2017, you better check your email. The company sent out tax forms for 2017 to many clients who were not necessarily expecting it. San Francisco-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has issued 1099-K tax forms for certain segments of its clients on January 31st. If you have received cryptos above the required reporting threshold, which is more than 200 receipt transactions or greater than $20,000 USD during the year. This also includes business use accounts as well as GDAX accounts in which sales of cryptocurrency for cash have occurred that exceed the thresholds. Business use is simply those who have received payments in exchange for goods and services and does not include mining proceeds or transfers from other wallets they hold. I wonder what John McAfee's doing with all those hookers and blow that he spent cryptocurrency on. Probably not reporting those. Coinbase has said that they use the best data available to help determine whether your account activity qualifies as business use, including but not limited to factors such as completion of a merchant profile or enabling merchant tools. It's very similar to Etsy and Uber drivers who also have to file a 1099-K form. Much of the consensus on social media is the distaste for cryptocurrency holders being reported to the IRS in general, as is commonplace, both the reporting and said distaste. Furthermore, many users are adding insult to injury by saying they would have liked to have been notified prior to the change taking place, as no warning had been issued by Coinbase whatsoever. It's not really a surprising move in my opinion, as Coinbase ran into some issues in November of 2017 when a court ordered the company to disclose the personal data of over 14,000 people who bought, sold, or received more than $20,000, which is their reporting threshold between 2013 and 2015. So that was a 2-year reporting period, and the November 2017 is a 1-year reporting period. World Crypto reported on January 30th that Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook had made changes to their advertising policy by effectively barring any cryptocurrency ads, or ICO advertising. I defended Zuckerberg's position in respect to all the naive individuals surrounding crypto. As we've discussed a number of times on this channel, I referenced to it just a moment ago, anybody can put a spin on a story and take it out of context to suit their own agenda. I'll use the same example I used when defending Facebook's ban. Rich Ross of CNBC spun stocks over crypto as an investment option for the public, with the support that Bitcoin is down 50% this month and Boeing is up 200% over 2 years. You tell me what the better buy is. Given that spin, obviously it's stocks. However, what Mr. Ross failed to say contextually was that although Bitcoin was down 50% at the time of him filming that, it was up 1,300% overall in the last 12 months. He spun it as Boeing's 200% is better than Bitcoin being down 50% currently, but with Bitcoin being up over 1,300% for the entire year, you can clearly see the manipulation. That manipulation is called spin in the news business. So back to Facebook, I can see the logic behind Zuckerberg banning crypto ads and more importantly ICO ads, because the volatility associated with the crypto markets when spun in the right way can be a very attractive buy. And given the naivety of the general public regarding get rich, get skinny, get laid quick schemes, it's no surprise he's banning it. Most people I've found need several weeks to months to really absorb the idea of blockchain and really get their hands dirty and explore the deep dark pockets of the cryptocurrency space online before they can really grasp the gravity of the technology and begin to understand the real-world applications and the utopian-like society the idea blockchain provides. Getting back to the task at hand, the purpose of me explaining that was so you understand the frame of reference I'm speaking from when I say it's not entirely unexpected that Coinbase would do something like this in an attempt to curb any future problems arising from regulation, the IRS, and crypto in general. Of course, a notice would have been nice, and given the hastiness of the release, I'm almost certain that a handful or more people will have errors on their 1099-K forms that they did receive from Coinbase. If you received a 1099 from the IRS and you feel that they've made a mistake on your form, please contact them using their contact page at support.coinbase.com. I would have a look under the account management section and poke around and see if there's any topics that are relevant to the error and let them know directly. Also, get used to regulations like this for most all of the services you currently use for cryptocurrency. However, it will be very interesting to see what governments impose which regulations, who's strict and who's not, and how the cryptocurrency businesses are distributed because of that. Maybe we'll have a WikiLeaks situation where most of the crypto companies seek asylum in countries that they can operate more freely, and maybe only residents of said country will reap the real benefits of the volatility that is inherent with the cryptocurrency market. Who knows? It's a brave new world indeed. Moving on, we found a very interesting opinion piece on Investopedia.com that puts forth the thesis that Venezuela's Petro, we reported on it last night, is not backed by oil and gas as we had reported, and it's not even a cryptocurrency. David Floyd puts forth a very harsh critique of Venezuela's government and overall society as one in shambles, much like that of Kodak, who recently announced its own ICO, Kodak Coin. As well, Floyd points out that Kodak hasn't turned a profit since 2013, which is the same year that they claimed bankruptcy. He goes on to say that Venezuela needs funding desperately, and that this crypto Petro might just be their ticket to a bailout of sorts. Hospitals have run out of medicine, children are starving, the currency has been inflated into oblivion, and the president, who seems to have survived his predecessor's purges through non-threatening incompetence, spends his time DJing the misleadingly named Salsa Hour radio show. It's much longer than an hour. Like Kodak and Long Island, the iced tea maker, Venezuela's government is hoping for a crypto bubble bailout. And there's some chance that they will actually get it. The Petro might even help the country, at least to some extent, to defeat the financial blockade, quote unquote, that is, avoid U.S. sanctions, as Maduro promised. For those who aren't aware about the Long Island iced tea reference, there was a company called Long Island Iced Tea that produced, well, you know. Anyways, they were at a bit of a crossroads, midlife or end-life crisis, if you will, and they desperately needed a rebranding or something to renew the vision. They changed their name to Long Island Blockchain Corporation from Long Island Iced Tea, and subsequently saw an incredibly large boom in business, and all they did was change their name. In this sense, the boom in their business that was a direct result of them changing their name was seen as a bit of a bailout for them, because they desperately needed that influx of cash. Mr. Floyd seems to think that Venezuela is in a similar situation and looking for similar results as Long Island Iced Tea got, or that Kodak is trying to do with their ICO and achieving relative success doing it, and achieving relative success in raising funds. It makes sense, it really does, but just because something makes sense doesn't mean it is accurate. The classic causal correlation argument that I learned in university was that just because ice cream sales go up in the summer along with murder does not mean the increase in ice cream sales is correlated to the murder rate. He makes a plausible argument, but I feel that until I know the intricacies of the Venezuelan government, and I certainly do not, maybe he does, but until I know the whole story and do some more research on the current financial and diplomatic situation in Venezuela, I cannot blindly agree with him. It is food for thought, however, and that's why I thought it was worth mentioning on our channel. In an interview that appears on their government website, computer science engineer and blockchain entrepreneur David Yaramillo told a sympathetic think tank that the Petro's value won't be defined by market speculation, which often provokes large up and down fluctuations. The Petro's price will be related to the international price of gold, gas, oil, and diamonds. This is what the digital currency investment community has been craving for a long time. Personally, I think that sounds like a really bad idea, as the price of commodity are subject to sharp fluctuations. It's not entirely clear what is going to back up the Venezuelan Petro, as it's hard to find evidence of the oil industry having much to do with it, but we will be reporting back as we learn more about the specifics or as they release more information. So stay tuned for more on this developing story. Next up, major Bitcoin exchange Bittrex has indicated it will soon open USD deposits. In a recent podcast, Bittrex CEO Bill Shihara revealed that the US-based exchange would open USD deposits and possibly dump Tether as one of the main pairings. Do it. The episode also touched on the history of the exchange and how it got started. Drop Tether. More partnerships like the one with Upbit coming in 2018, as the exchange's chief hinted. Tether being dropped would be so great. We're going to see more deals like that in the upcoming year, and we will be doing USD trading. This won't be open to everybody, available for the majority of our customers, as well as foreign partners that build on top of us. Other talking points in the interview included the history of Bittrex, the difficulty of raising capital in the aftermath of the Bitcoin price implosion of 2015, and how the exchange chief initially got into Bitcoin. The CEO revealed that he doesn't follow crypto Twitter as closely as he probably should, and if you'd like to know more, I will link the full podcast in the description. Our top story of the night, ZCash to reach $62,000 by 2025, says GreyScale Investments. Yeah, you heard that right, 62000 by 2025. That's in 8 years. GreyScale Investments is a crypto fund that's released a new investing prediction, which it's concluded that ZCash by 2025 could climb to the value of $62,000 against the US dollar. The prediction is based on assuming that cryptocurrency will represent around 10% of the offshore wealth at that particular time period. Written by Matthew Beck, a financial analyst, contains an all-caps disclaimer in the footnote, purely hypothetical. No representation is being made that any results will or likely to achieve prices similar to those shown. That's just their own disclaimer. That's just to cover their own butt in case anybody decides to invest in ZCash heavily because of this, loses, and wants to go back on and say it's your fault. I'm sure that the information he's presenting is accurate and not just for entertainment purposes. Otherwise, they would not put the company name on the line. Mr. Beck goes on to say that ZCash gives out the appeal as a Swiss bank account in your pocket. It mainly targets the development of anonymity safety during transactions, as it validates them without revealing any information. Considering the concerns around the Wraith protocol, that would be something that is fresh in cryptocurrency investors' minds and a highly sought after feature. We have come to believe that ZCash marks the next generation in a class of investable digital assets, complementing Bitcoin and Ethereum Classic and broadening a new dynamic asset class. Edward Snowden tweeted in September that ZCash was the most interesting Bitcoin alternative. The current price of ZCash he has at $4.49. It has dropped to $381.24 as of CoinMarketCap. It is on a large number of exchanges. HitBTC being the most popular exchange that it is on. It's down 5% over 24 hours, but it's not really that big of a deal considering the entire market. The market capitalization is $1.2 billion with a 24-hour volume of 121 million. For this coin to reach $60,000 and up, the market capitalization is going to have to go insanely high, as well as a 24-hour volume. 8 years is a long time, and a lot can change between now and then. Whether in 8 years we're referencing this article on this channel is yet to be told. I hope we are still around in 8 years providing you cryptocurrency content, and I hope cryptocurrency has flourished by that point. And I truly, really, from the bottom of my heart, hope that ZCash can hit 62K. And no, I am not an investor in ZCash at this moment. But this chart goes on to clarify that if cryptocurrency represents 1% of the overall offshore wealth in 2025, it'll be $6,000. If it represents 5% of offshore wealth, $31,000, and 10% naturally would be double at $62,000. The opinions of GreyScale or Matthew Beck do not represent the opinions of World Crypto. We do highly encourage you to fully investigate any digital asset that you are planning on investing in. Don't take anybody's word as fact, content creator, or otherwise. Do your own research, make your own decisions, and make your own investments. That way you will have nobody else to blame but yourself. And if you do make bad investment decisions, trust me, it will be a much more valuable learning experience for you as to what you did wrong in that investment than being able to blame it on somebody else. Reflect on your investments, learn from your mistakes. That covers it for your evening news. Please smash that like button. Let's see if we can hit 25 likes on this video. Come on, guys. I know you can do it. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned right here at World Crypto for all your cryptocurrency news and discussions. Join the comments below and let us know what you thought about today's coverage or any topics that are of interest to you. Until next time, everybody, happy investing.